What is up, Shredders, and welcome to my video today. Yeah! What is up, Shredders, and welcome to my video today on something obsessive. Wow! Now, what are we talking about today? Well, I've already said something obsessive, but what exactly are we talking about? Well, you've already seen the title, so you know exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're talking about OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, why are we talking about OCD? Well, recently, I've been doing some pretty weird things. Things that aren't exactly normal. And these things are, it's kind of, as I was explained, Tourette's of the mind. Because thoughts will pop into your head, and it'll say, do this, do this, do this. And you have to do it until the thought goes away. So it's almost exactly like it, but it's a bit different because the rituals are a bit different to just regular tics. And I don't think there's tics as complex as some OCD rituals. So that's basically what OCD is. It's where a thought will come into your head and you will obsess over the thought, hence the obsessive compulsive disorder. And you will have to complete that thought, what it's telling you to do, to actually eliminate the stress and fear associated with that thought. Now, I have OCD. Now, my main one, which has been with me for ever since, I think grade 5 maybe, which when I could first pin it, or I think it was grade 6, I was on camp, and I'll tell you what it was first. It's germophobia. I am afraid of germs, and I just can't stand germs, and they just... So I was in grade 6 and we were going on a camping trip and I was on the bus and I was extremely thirsty and they decided to pass a water bottle around. Well, my group of friends, not the actual whole bus, my group of friends decided to pass a water bottle around and they could all share and drink out of it. And it came to me and I thought, this is absolutely disgusting because everyone's alive is being in here and it's gross and I'm probably going to die if I drink it. And that was the first time I can date it, was grade 6. So when was that? That was 2000 how old was I? 2011, I think. So it was back then when I first experienced it. Now I know what you're thinking. People have been thinking this for ages. Why the heck is there a box in my room? And some people have asked me, and I'm finally here to answer the question. The reason there's a box in my room is because I moved to this house maybe a couple of months ago now. And I have some junk in here. Well, it's not really junk, it's like a flight simulator control. I've got some shoes in there, I have some Xbox games and some wires. And a soup bag. Now why do I have that in there? Because I'm moving houses in about a couple of months. And this stuff, there's no point taking it out if I'm going to pack it away again. So this box is very handy for putting stuff on top of. And it doesn't get in the way of me, so I don't care. But anyways, back to the germophobia. So I have a fear of germs, I've already said that, and it sticks with me now. If I see someone use their hands to serve my food, it gets to me. I'm trying to control it that I don't actually express my feelings about it, which causes me great distress, and I'll most likely not eat that portion of the part that was touched with the hands. But I'm trying to control myself to not say anything about it, because I don't want to interfere with other people's lives. I don't want to make them feel crap because I feel like this. I don't want them to think, oh, what's wrong with my hands? I just touched his food, what's wrong with it? It's not your fault, it's nothing against you, it's not personal. It's just that I have this horrible thing in my head that tells me that if you touch it, I'm gonna die, or something bad's gonna happen, the world's gonna explode, I'm gonna get sick. I don't know, it happens. Now something new has been happening to me, which is why I decided to make this video. I've started my new school, and for some reason, on the first day, I walked into a classroom, and I had the immediate compulsion once I sat down to tap all four walls of the classroom 5 times, and then tap my desk 5 times. I don't know why I needed to do that, but I decided I had to do it. So I got up, and I went around, and I went to one side of the room 5 times, went to the other side of the room, knocked it, went to the back of the classroom, knocked it, and went all the way to the front of the classroom in front of all the students and knocked it. And they probably looked at me and thought, what the heck am I doing? And I sat back down and I tapped my desk 5 times. I don't know why I did it, but after I did that, I felt so much better because I was just thinking something bad's gonna happen, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I just felt this horrible feeling and I had to do it. So I did it and I felt fine. And now since then, every single classroom I've walked into, for some reason it's only a classroom, not like an athletics hall or something like that. It's a classroom. I walk into a classroom, I have to do it. And if I don't do it, it just doesn't feel right and I just feel horrible the whole lesson. So I'm doing that, which is annoying. Another thing which is very strange is that for my locker, I have to open it 5 times before I fully open it. I have to open and close it 5 times before I open it. Because if I don't do it 5 times, it just doesn't feel right. And I open up my locker and I'm like, this doesn't feel right, I can't do it. My finger just feels weird, so I have to close it and do it again 5 times. Very strange. Don't know why I do it. My brain's a bit... But you deal with it. Now I also want to apologize for last week's video. It was very rushed. I didn't put any effort into editing it at all, which is why in some scenes you can see me just come in and then all of a sudden you see the end of the scene, me walking up. And that's because I was extremely tired when I filmed that video, and I had a lot of homework to do, and I wasn't behind, I had a lot of homework to do. I got through it all, but just I had sacks coming up and all this stuff, and it was just a bit... You know, I was extremely tired because my medication, since I've started a new school, obviously I'm ticking a lot more when I'm at school. Speak of the devil. I'm ticking a lot more. Ticking a lot more when I'm at school, and therefore it makes me a lot more tired. So I'm exhausted by the end of the day, physically exhausted and mentally exhausted and emotionally exhausted. So I come home and I can't be stopped. I mean, it's a weekday as well, but I feel more awake tonight because I think I'm getting used to it. My body's kind of keeping up with it. The medication isn't affecting it that much, so I'm keeping up with it. I'm settling into the school more, I've made some friends, so I'm getting into it. So when I said last week that school was bad the first week, don't worry, the second week will be great. Trust me. Now here's something you may not have known about Tourette's and OCD, is that they're actually quite common together. Someone with Tourette's is very likely to have OCD and ADHD, well, or ADHD, which I have as well if you don't know, and many other disorders. And these just come with it. It kind of comes as a package. There's a circle that has like tics and OCD and ADHD. They're all like interconnected because some people overlap. It's a Venn diagram. Keep it like that. If you know Venn diagrams, boohoo, whatever. I'm sorry, I ramble on quite a lot. Anyways, the thing that's interesting is that obviously people with Tourette's have a higher chance of having OCD. But did you know that people with OCD and ADHD are more likely to have tics? In other words, scientists have found that people with ADHD and OCD, quite a lot of them, the majority of them that are school kids also have tics. Not necessarily Tourette's, but tics. So it kind of makes you think, well, maybe there's a little bit of a connection there. Maybe there's a bit of a connection. But this is OCD, it's the one thing that I don't think will ever go away. Tourette's, there's a chance that it will go away, but I don't think OCD will go away. I mean, I know there's medication for it, which can work well sometimes. But OCD, it's just kind of, it's there, you know, you deal with it. It's annoying, it's absolutely frustrating, but you deal with it. And as you can see, I'm slowly tilting to the right, and I can tell you why, but that would kind of ruin the magic of the whole performance, so I'm not going to tell you why. But just know, someday, I'll get a better camera setup. Someday. But as I'm tilting now and sinking like the Titanic, I take this time to say to you, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, I can't do this anymore. But I take this time to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was a bit more upbeat than last week, because I'm a bit more into it right now. Last week I was a bit dead, but now I'm all good. So remember to hit that like button, hit that share button if you want other people to see it, and you want to spread awareness about Tourette's syndrome and OCD. This is a video about OCD. Anything to do with that spectrum of disorders, send it their way. And remember to subscribe if you enjoy my content, because I'm hitting quite a lot of subscribers. Hit 5,000 subscribers. Thank you guys. I didn't do a video about it because I just started school. It was literally the first day of school that I got 5,000 subscribers. I was like, yeah, you know what, I can't make a video, I'm too tired, I've just started, like, no. So I mean, as much as I love you guys, and I love making videos for you guys, just know that I can't do it. Also, there's another thing I want to say to you, for anyone that is still watching this video. There are some comments that are left on my video by people, and I promise you, I read every single one of the comments that is left on my video, but I don't always have time to respond to comments, and sometimes I just don't know what to say. As in, for example, some people will send me messages on Facebook. I read all your messages, but also understand that I'm kind of a socially anxious person. I've told you that before. I find one-on-one conversation very awkward and stressful, and I really don't enjoy it. So when someone messages me online, it takes a lot of effort for me to actually talk to them back, because I'm afraid that I'm going to say something wrong. I just fear it. It's this horrible fear that I can't get out of my head. So when someone messages me one-on-one, and I read your message, I will type a whole message there, but then I'll delete it all and I'll just close the message and I won't look at it. I've done it to so many of you guys and I'm really sorry. I wish I could send it, but I don't have the guts to send it. I don't want to say something wrong to upset you or do anything like that. I do have something to show you that I do look at all your comments. I have created a folder with some of my favorite comments from you guys, which you can see there. Well, my dad has actually created it for me. He found comments and he put them all together. And I have a bunch of those comments on there. They're my favorite comments. And on my computer I have them stored as well. So that whenever I'm feeling down on something, I always read you guys' comments. And they always make me feel better, because honestly, I love your comments. They're probably the favorite thing about YouTube. I mean, as well as spreading awareness and all that, just reading what you guys have to say is absolutely amazing, so keep on doing it. Love you guys for it. But anyways, this lengthy outro has gone on far too long. Just know I love you all. And thank you for watching, and goodbye. Wow!